Now let's look at another critical matter. Unwholesome food preparation and storage can cause many health complications. As such, Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has urged Nigerians to refrain from storing cooked food in the refrigerator for more than 3 days. At an event to commemorate the 2024 World Food Safety Day, Professor Adeyeye warned that cooked food stored in the refrigerator for days is susceptible to contamination by disease-causing pathogens and key agents of foodborne diseases that can lead to death. You know, I know people have been reacting to this in different ways. Is it that we shouldn't store food at all in refrigerators, or is it that, okay, don't store in fridge, you can store in freezers because they are able to maintain the original state of the food while, you know, before it was stored? Sikian.
Will they work? Madam NAFDAC, go they work.
But not at the expense of life.
Well, my sister, we have been eating this thing.
Like we have
been doing this thing. Now, leave that thing.
But this is the one in coming from
we have heard. Let me start.
Okay.
How many people can buy food and store in the fridge nowadays? How many Nigerians can afford to buy food, cook, and store in fridge? They don't have the wherewithal. Most people cook every day and eat and just finish everything, and that just it. It's only the elite like Asukwo that
Please let me. But I think that
but on a more serious note, I'm just putting some kind of this into it.
Yes.
But on a more serious note, NAFDAC must have done their investigation.
Definitely.
They must have seen reasons why they advise that. But fact remains that it will be very, very hard not to sell. It will be difficult to sell. Let me tell you, on the average, most Nigerians, especially the women, the working class, like now, I'm living in Asukon, I'm coming to you. Yes, worst class women, who can only go to market maybe once in a weekend, we decide to cook and store in the fridge so that when the children come back to school, somebody can be able to. You understand what I mean?
I raised this issue with some of my colleagues in the newsroom, and we're talking about the fact that, yes, they're talking about fridge, like refrigerator, but you could probably store in freezer, because with freezer, it gets frozen, like it freezes.
Let me tell you.
By the time you defrost, it's about the same state the food was before you stored it.
Let me tell you.
But with fridge, it doesn't have the same intensity.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
So many Nigerians cannot afford both fridge
and freezer. They have to.
When we are talking some of these things, we should look at. When we are talking about this thing, we should look at the economic conditions of Nigerians.
Okay.
I grew up in the village. I went to primary school in the village. Then, I'm not saying they should do it now. My grandmother used to cook food. It will remain cold for 3 days. We ate it.
Well, it didn't get bad.
No,
it was kept in those special pots.
That's what I'm saying now. In those things, they cook apple, and we eat it for 3 days. I'm not saying now. I don't know what happens. I don't know what is happening in the village now. But what I'm saying in essence is that, yes, I totally agree with NAFDAC. You understand what they are saying? But the workability of some of these things are something. We might just say, it's easier for us to always speak what is said in the Western countries and not try to domesticate it. But it will be difficult. But let them try. If that is what they feel,
yes,
let them start an advocacy and start telling Nigerians on why we should do this and what. But whether it is workable at this moment, my sister, I don't think so.
All right. Now, some of the points, she mentioned there about 420,000 people actually die yearly from contaminated food. We don't know the statistics for Nigeria, but then as the giant of Africa, you can
WHO.
Yeah, from the WHO, yes. And then $110 billion is lost every year on medical expenses due to unsafe food. So these are monies that we can actually convert to other uses if we're able to, treat this food safety with all of the care we can.
Yeah, but just like CK said, it will be very difficult for you to, not that Nigerians don't want to, store their food within 3 days and eat the food in. Yes. You understand? Why most people even store food for more than 3 days is because they don't have the hope that after the 3rd day, there will be food. You understand? And yes, for the mere fact that we are even storing food, for 3 days, there is no guarantee that even that 3 days you will have light.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you put your food after the 3rd day, some people, by the time there's no food, is that one, whether it has a small smell or something, they will just go there, warm the thing, and then they will eat. It's just so unfortunate because that is where we have found ourselves. You understand? Well, it's just new to us because I know sometimes we even keep food for more than 4 days in the fridge. And
over a week.
Well, yeah, and the thing will still look fresh.
So the next time you're ready to...
eat it, you know. Yes. It was even recently that I was even hearing about vegetable that you can't put vegetable inside freezer, you can put it inside the fridge and it will look fresh and things like that, you know. So all these things are just things that are new to Nigerians. But Nigerians there's no Nigerian that doesn't want to keep their food for less than 3 days and it's fresh.
Yes, they want it fresh.
But the purchasing power of buying the food after 3 days is a problem. But I can put my food now in the fridge.
Yes.
You know, I even want to eat it maybe the next day. After that, I'm off. But I'll just look at let me just put it inside the freezer. Why? Because you don't know whether they will take lights.
But with freezer, you can still...
Yeah, you understand. But
have it stored.
We need the NAFDAC DG and our team, they need to do more advocacy on this. I know they are already afraid that, it might contain some pathogens after 4 days and things like that. After the 4th day. But they need to enlighten Nigerians why we should not keep our food after the 3rd day. And another thing is what kind of food. CKN is saying something about akpu, for instance, that they keep for days.
Yes.
Yeah, even today, if you get fufu and you just keep it somewhere in your house, that is not properly cooked.
Yeah. Whether properly or not, you understand?
There is no way you cook akpu that
because it has its own smell and everything. So by the time they keep it for days, and this is things that we have been eating for years, and we are still alive today.
Yes.
So if the NAFDAC DJ wants to now change my mindset for me not to eat my favorite akpu, you understand? She needs to tell me why. Yes. Whether the thing has been in my body since 1900 or since when I was eating it, and then I'm still alive today. Maybe my lifespan is still short. I don't know. You understand? So she has to. They need to come out and begin to enlighten us.
Enlightenment, let people know.
Because they need to really enlighten us on why we should not do this. Yes, it's a good idea. Don't keep your food after 3 days. Maybe she's also looking at there's no power supply. Maybe it's going off and on and things like that. Maybe after one hour there's light. Things like that. They need to really enlighten Nigerians.
And I think one question I would also like to ask the NAFDAC DG is, what about heating food? Because some people don't even have the luxury of refrigerator. What they do is to heat it in the morning, heat it at night,
and then they're okay.
Yeah, and
then they keep doing it
that way.
That's why I told you my village.
And then they keep eating.
Yeah, you don't have fridge.
Even when it loses its taste.
It's just to put water and warm.
Yeah,
keep
that's how we are brought up. You know what? When we speak of statistics and start throwing around, most often than not, most of the things we have picked are Western statistics. And that is why I like where you said Nigeria. Those statistics are, most often than not, in the Western world, they don't eat akpu, they don't eat gari. They don't eat akpu, they don't eat gari. Most of their food are vegetables and the rest of them. They tell you that don't put it in the fridge for 3-4 days. It will get this thing. You can't tell me not to put akpu. Akpu, I will return akpu now. A banco. Those kind of things. So so a lot of advocacy needs to be, but I think, as I round up, where I think a lot advocacy needs to be done now is about cholera. Cholera.
Very important.
People are not talking. Yes, a lot is happening within that way that we are not talking about, and a lot of our people are dying.
Exactly.
I've not been seeing a lot of advocacy on issue of cholera. That is where I want NAFDAC and other relevant Ministry of Health and the rest of them to come in.
All right.
Nobody is talking.
So cholera is real. It's killed a number of people. So we should all wash our hands. So I saw a number of aids. When you come in, don't wear the same shoes you wore outside, inside. When you come
just
in,
like we did with COVID,
or touch anybody,
like we did the days of COVID.
Yes, exactly. Clothes, change into something different, as frequently as possible. Yep. All right.